Hey everybody, we're going to go live. I'm going to share the tax deed auction that's currently happening in Lee County. In the discussion of this event, I have placed a link where you can access my analysis sheet. The analysis sheet will show you the opening bid, the assessed value, which is provided by the county. But furthermore, I give you the conservative market value, which is derived off of CMAs and comps that I research. Beyond that, I have a threshold pricing. That threshold pricing is my conservative purchase price. That's the most I would spend at auction based off of historical data that I've recorded and seen. Let's jump in. Let's see where we're at. This first property on Estero Boulevard, it's actually a condo, and it's on a boat dock, and it's got, if you follow along by clicking into that link, and I'll give you the link in 1 second, you'll see it's got $100,000 market value. So my conservative purchase price is $64,824 today. That's 64.82% of the market value. That's as much as I would feel comfortable spending. I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat just so you guys have an idea of where I'm at. Sorry for the dark video. And let's go back to the auction and share that. They're at $33,000 right now. So we still have some playing room here. That's my conservative purchase price for this property. Looks like it's gonna sell right now. Yep, just sold for $33,000. So let me just show you real quick. While this one's getting going, I'm going to come back. I'm going to share my analysis tab. I get to come over to the actual acquisition cost. And they were $33,000. Let me go get the exact number. $33,100. Okay? So what we do is we just put that into our cell. And that's going to allow us to analyze some more. So the actual market value. So what we're going to do, I guess my formulas went away when I transferred it. So this divided by our actual market value, looks like they bought it at 33.1%, and they're looking at making $64,824. Let's do this. Divide this by my conservative purchase price. They bought it at 51% of my conservative purchase price. That's really great for them. I'm going to go ahead and just copy these cells down here. Okay, let's go and watch the auction. This way you guys can follow along with me as I'm going. So 3300 Lara Avenue, that is just land. If you'd like to see it, comment that you'd like to see it, and I will put that up on the screen. But if we look at the analysis sheet that I provided, we're looking at a market value of about $15,000. So the most I would want to spend on this property today would be $7,300, which looks like it was just below what they're going to buy this at $7,900. Oh, they're at $8,000. Here's how much I would have spent conservatively based off of the market value and my conservative purchase price. It's a great piece of property. They outbid me. I know I feel anxious to increase my bid, but here's the deal. The reason I run my analysis and have these threshold prices is so that I don't overpay. You make your money when you buy. You cash out when you sell, but you really have to make sure that your disciplines and your principles are in place and you're not chasing deals. Let's go ahead and just watch this one populate. While it's populating, I'll try and get some information on the property up. So you guys all remember Land Vision, and here's our green square. That's our parcel just outside of a flood zone, and there's some channels, but hey, it's Florida, so There's going to be water there. It's going to be low lying. To remind you what we do, we go last market sale, homes that have sold within the last 9 months, property types that match it. So it's not single family, it's vacant residential, and it's vacant land. Those are our like properties. And then we're going to include an area of about 1,000 feet, 1,000-foot radius. We place that circle here, we apply our filters, and this is going to show us all these properties that have sold within the last 9 months that are like properties. That's where we get our CMA from in order to put the market value here, which gives us our conservative purchase price, okay? Let's go watch that auction. It's about to close at 8,500. Wow, we're going again, 8,700. So 1,400 more than me, than what I would spend. I believe the property is only worth 15,000. Good for these guys. We're going to analyze where they're at in one moment. If anybody has any questions, appreciate everybody being here. If you want to know more about this property or the next property or how this bidding process works, let me know. I've provided an analysis sheet. That analysis sheet is available for you. I'll post it in the comments right now. You can click on those analysis sheets, or click on the analysis sheet, I should say. And what that'll do for you is it'll allow you to see the properties coming up. Plus, it's going to allow you to see what I believe the market value is, and what I think my conservative purchase price would be. So feel free and take a look. I'll put that link here in the chat. It's a large one. It's a large one. Go ahead and click and do that. That's going to be your link. It's also in the discussion of this page. If you wanted to see a street view of what this property looked like, I can show you that too. So it's a vegetated lot. Just back up just a little bit, you can see a little bit more. Dirt road, not a lot going on, but there's been a lot of properties sold in the area, all to individual people. It's coming right off of this street. So you know that, more dirt road. So you know that the area hopefully will be developed soon. But our parcel is right in there. You'd have to clear the whole property out if you're going to do the development. That's what builders do, though. I'm just in the background. If you have any questions, I'm right here. Go ahead and put them in the comments. I will respond to those immediately. I'm gonna switch the music up for the day. So this property is getting bid up quite a bit more than I would have played it, but that's fine. People are allowed to do that, right? So this property is getting bid up quite a bit more than I would have played it, but that's fine. People are allowed to do that, right? let's see. They're $10,100. I'm going to share my analysis sheet as soon as it's done. 2001. What percentage of TLC properties end up being paid back versus the tax lien certificate holder ending up owning the property? A really good question. It's all based on county and on state, but I would say specifically Lee County. We can look at that really quickly. While this next property is going, the last one sold at $10,100. Let me show you what that would look like. When we come to the tab that says auctions closed or canceled, there's 4 pages. There's 10 properties on each page, so there's about 40 pages or properties, maybe a little less than 40 properties. All of those have been redeemed. This is the first property that sold, redeemed. Come to page 2, and we got all these redeems. So my point in that is, let's go look at, real quickly, we'll go look at the calendar. Because there was originally 80 properties that were going to sell. Now today there's only 41 of them actually selling, which means 39 of them were redeemed. Maybe about 50% of those were redeemed. Now, how many? So that's your answer to your first question. What percentage of tax lien certificates are going to be redeemed? About 50% of them, at least on this auction and historically. Now, how many tax lien certificate holders actually end up owning the property? Realistically, very few. I've probably seen it 5 times this year. Over 100, with more than 100 properties. So I would say 5% or less of tax lien certificate holders actually get to redeem the property. Now, that's a really good question to ask yourself, though, is before you wait 2 years holding these certificates, if you're going to actually get the property, are you going to make your money back when the title's transferred to your name and you can sell it? Hopefully you can, but a lot of properties aren't great. You know what I mean? You've seen those. So your due diligence, your research, and your analysis up front, even in the tax lien certificate investing world, is very important, because you don't want to get stuck with the property that the homeowner doesn't redeem, and then all of a sudden you can't collect your money back and there's nothing you can do with the home. Good question, though, and I appreciate you asking it. My conservative market value for this property that's selling right now is about $14,000. Let me go ahead and pop that into Land Vision so you guys can see the property. Let me share this tab. Here you go. Here's my parcel. It's right next to this canal or drainage ditch or whatever it is. We're going to just go ahead and remove our last circle, add a new circle that's 1,000 foot in diameter. Still has the same parameters. So homes that are like, or properties that are like this property that I've sold within the last 9 months, hit apply filter. And these are all the properties that have sold within a 9-month period. So this one sold for $13,500. This one sold for $15,500. So I'm good with my $14,000 number. This one sold for $14,500. I know it's a $14,000 property. When we look at homes like this that have a home almost already completed, they typically sold with plans or with a GC. So that purchase price was $400,000. So that tells us we can build about a $400,000 property there. But there is no property there. So all we want to look at is the market value. Market value is $14,000. I wonder how many buyers are watching this and just up their bid. I shouldn't have done that to myself. Okay. So your margin of safety, I should have read this comment before I put it up, but I'm all about transparency. So your margin of safety, discount that you demand versus property value, really only comes into place that 5% of the time, right? When you're buying a tax lien certificate, that's correct. Yes, 5% of the time you will be able to keep that property. I'd even say 3 to 5% of the time, just because I don't want to give you a hard number, but very often is the case that homeowners will redeem their property. They don't want to lose out on their home. Now, there's states like Texas, Georgia, Hawaii, and these states are redeemable tax deeds. So it's almost a hybrid between a tax lien certificate and a tax deed. Bidders like you and me are going to actually go pay for the tax deed. So our investment threshold is going to be higher than on a certificate. But that redemption period really encourages the property owner to come and pay their taxes plus their penalty back to people like you and me. And in Texas, it's a 2-year redemption period with a 25% annual penalty. So if they pay you back in the second year, they're paying you back 50%. Most of the time, they don't want to do that. So they will redeem very quickly in the first year. And that's a great way to ensure you're making 25%, because that's the penalty in Texas, is 25% on whatever you spend. Something to keep in mind. If you don't want to risk buying a certificate, have to hold it for 2 years, have to hopefully get the property and then sell it. It's just another state, another option. That's why it's important to know your options. And if you want to know where to go to beatbearmarket.com. Here, I'll put the website in there. This website right here that I'm going to put in the comments, this will show you how each state works, how they operate, if they're a tax lien state, if they're a tax deed state, if they're a hybrid state. It'll also tell you what the penalty rate or interest rate that they pay is. It's a great resource. Hop on there. So we are on, what property are we on right now? 10th Street. Okay, I got a market value of $12,500 on 10th Street. That's the most I'm going to spend today. Oh, they just went over my number as I was putting that down. I would be at $9,375. That gives me a 25% return on the market value. I do have to pay commission still when I sell it. I do have to potentially pay to clean the title if that's something I want to do. I probably wouldn't do that on a piece of property. On a raw land, I would allow whoever's buying that land and whoever's going to develop that property to clean the title themselves. But I still factor it in. It's called conservative. We'll see where they go. For this auction we're watching, do we know how much the actual tax debt is and how is the opening bid set? Yes, we do. Opening bid is set based off of how much is going to be due to the county. You know how much taxes are due simply by clicking on this parcel ID hyperlink next to it. That'll actually take you to the tax records for this property. You can see what the annual taxes are, plus you can see how much of delinquency there is. I don't care what the opening bid is on any auction ever, and I don't care what the assessed value is either. I'm going to determine my own market value, and with that I'm going to determine my own conservative purchase price or threshold, and I will not allow myself to bid over that number. Just a little background, I have bought in many homes at auction. I helped a large subsidiary of Blackstone Capital acquire close to 48,000 distressed properties at REO and trustee auctions around the country. I know exactly what these buyers are thinking, and it was super easy just to communicate with the trustee and let him know I'd be in the back of the circle as soon as everybody was done bidding to look at me. That's one concept of auction. The other auction that I spent about 3 years of my life doing was working with a high-end firm that sold $2.5 million properties all around the country at auction, the same way Barrett Jackson sells cars or Christie's and Sotheby's sells art and antiquities. They were a great firm. They sell great properties. And it was super interesting to see that high-end auction world. It's how a Picasso or a Van Gogh would trade hands. These people are very wealthy and are experienced. With that said, the one commonality is everybody got emotional and everybody increased their bid from what they thought the actual market value was. You can't do that as an investor. You have to stick to your disciplines. So real quickly, I'll share this tab. This is the property we're looking at now on Valmont Street. Right in this undeveloped area, but obviously recently developed properties. We're gonna just run our CMA. So you just say add your circle, 1,000-foot circle, pop it right into your property, apply our filters to show us like properties that have sold in the last 9 months, quite a few of them. We use those numbers to determine that market value is $15,000. So most I'm going to want to spend today be just around $11,250. That's most I would spend. That's my number for this property. What software program I'm using is called Land Vision. It is a great program that gives you parcel information on any parcel around the country. You get to look at a lot of different information such as title reports. You get to look at land use, zoning. You get to look at purchase and title history. You get to obviously run CMAs like you saw. It's an expensive program though. They just beat me. I was at 11,250. I was in that one for a minute, then they just surpassed me. So we'll let them go. My market value number on this property, as a reminder, was $15,000. 000. whatever that's worth for you guys. So why, hey Tony, what's up? You asked, why are the auction bids doubled more than the assessed value? That's so far from the market, right? No, the assessed value is determined by the tax district. And dude, no matter what state you're in around the country, the tax district is never close. Never close. I'm gonna wait for this property to end. If it ends in 10 seconds, then I'll use the next property as an example. If this one gets bid back up, I'll use this one as an example. Just give me 1 second to determine what's happening. All right, we're moving on. So let me show you this on 62nd Street, okay? My market value, just for the sake of saying it right now, is $13,500. The way I determine that, let me share my tab. I'm gonna search for the property. It's gonna show me where that property is, just barely touching a flood zone, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to remove my area from my last search. I'm going to add a new 1,000 foot radius search here. Okay. And I hit apply filter. And for the guy that asked me to re-say the name of this program, it's called Land Vision. Okay. This is our property. These are all the properties that have sold around it within a 9-month period. This one sold for $14,500. This one sold for $13,500. This one sold for $71,600. Probably has plans with it. There's no reason for that discrepancy is why. This one sold for $15,000. This one sold for $12,800. This one sold for $14,500. I can easily look and say, I know that property is a $14,500, or $14,000 property. I went conservative and I said $13,500. The tax department only thinks it's $7,168. Let them. I hope that answers your question, Tony. And Bodega, got it. Land Vision. I think it's about $8,000 a year to license it. Call it $8,000. I don't remember the exact price. The more people, if you had a larger team, it's going to cost more money, obviously. I should go get an affiliate code. Tell you what, don't spend $8,000. Just join my consultation program. It's $750 as an initiation fee. And then I get to help you run analysis on all your programs. So I created a consultation program where my success is directly correlated to your success. I only get paid when you get paid. What I do is I created a profit sharing model. You get 70% of the profit generated. I get 30% of the profit generated. The reason we do that is because then you can fund it. I can generate sweat equity. You can laugh all you want, my man. But that is a real deal, and you can waste all your time and ask people like me for help. It's up to you. We're basically right at the threshold of where they're at. I'm 10,125 on it. You can't bid $25, so we'd be forced to make a decision to go up to 10,200 right now. Who knows if that other bidder wouldn't go back to 10.3 and we would have to stop at 10.2, but I would go to 10.2 on this deal. We would have at least been in second place, right? That's good to see. All right, 40th Street. We have a market value on 40th Street of $15,000 and a conservative purchase price of I'm going to read this out loud. Shouldn't you be basing your high bid partly on the rate of return that is calculated from the payback when it gets redeemed? Why isn't the redemption payout number on your spreadsheet? I don't want the redemption or payout number. Let me ask you a question. Shouldn't you be basing your high bid partly on the rate of return that is calculated from the payback when it gets redeemed? Are you talking about the 18% there? Is that what you're talking about? Or whatever your interest is on the tax lien certificate? If so, definitely can use that. But I use my formula is based off of my threshold, and I want to make 23% if I'm buying these properties. So that's where my threshold formula comes from. You can certainly change it to whatever interest rate it is that's being offered. In Florida, 18%, whatever. That's up to you. That's up to the individual investor. Second part of your question. Why isn't the redemption payout number on your spreadsheet? Again, is that the interest rate you're referring to? It's because it has zero bearing on me. I don't care. If I'm buying this property, I want to buy it at a point that I'm getting the rate that I want. So it doesn't matter what the opening bid is. It doesn't matter what the tax rate is. It doesn't matter what the tax district thinks this property is worth. What matters is what I can actually sell it for, and what the difference between what I can sell it for and what I buy it for is. That's the only number I'm worried about. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the confirmation. Yeah, it's a good question. In Texas, for example, they're going to offer a 25% penalty if it gets redeemed in the first year. So I don't want to buy a property for more than, I guess, that has less than a 25% delta, because I'd make more money through the redemption period. In Texas, or excuse me, in Florida, where we are, I don't own these certificates. I'm just investing in the tax deed. So I want to make a delta, and that delta or that profit comes from the difference of what I bought it for and what I can sell it for. Okay, but you're only owning it 3 to 5% of the time. The other 95 to 97% of the time, that rate is the only thing that matters. No, wrong. If you bought the tax lien, sure, but we're not worried about tax liens right now. Maybe we're talking about two different worlds. This is a tax deed auction. I don't care what anybody that paid for the taxes prior to this paid, and I don't care what their interest rate is. The only thing I care about is, can I sell this property for more than I'm going to buy it for today? That's it. Coming back to this question, I just want to be really clear. You're only owning it 3 to 5% of the time. That means if you're the tax lien certificate holder, you'll only be able to keep that property 3 to 5% of the time, because the other, call it 95% of the time, it's either going to be redeemed or sold to another bidder. So really the 95 to 97% of the time, that you aren't the owner, another buyer like me is going to buy this property. And if I'm the winning bidder today on this property, for example, at 40th Street, the title comes to me and I can rent it, I can sell it, I can move into it, I can do whatever I want it. If you owned the tax lien certificate on that property prior to this auction, as soon as I pay the county's going to pay you back plus your interest rate. So whatever your interest rate is on the property is pertinent to you as the certificate holder. But to me, as the deed investor, totally separate. Where there may be, thanks for clarifying, you're welcome. If you want to learn more, go to bearmarketbeater.com or chatwithcody.com. You can schedule a call with me, and I would be happy to help you out and see if my program could help you. And if it can, cool. And if it can't, maybe I can get you some information to help you. But the only tangent between tax lien certificates and tax deeds in Florida is if you bought the tax lien certificate, you were the investor there, and you held on through the redemption period, and then it goes to auction, and then you've paid everything, so you have the opening bid on that property, and nobody else competes with you, then you're going to get the property. If nobody's competing with you, that's a bad sign. Oh, I missed a couple. Sorry, I was excited about the questions. This property on 11th Street, I had a $10,000 market value on, and I was $7,500. They're at $7,600. So there you go. Oh wow, they're up now. I had $7,500. That's all out of bid. So they beat me by 600, but I'm gonna let them go. Start losing my money. It's not worth it. Discipline is so tough when you get excited about this stuff. I agree with you. Any certain things that show up in the auction that instantly make me shy away from it? Yeah. When I'm doing my analysis pre-auction, first of all, I get to see that if it's in a flood zone or not. And if it's in a flood zone or an area that has some sort of hazard, that's going to take me out quickly. Beyond that, sometimes I see that the opening bid is higher than the assessed value, and that piques my interest because I want to know why. But again, that assessed value is very skewed. It's not very accurate. So if I can go do some research and determine that the actual market value is still higher than the opening bid, I'll play. And I guess one other thing that I've seen is maybe they only owe like $500, and that's prior to the auction. So they're going to redeem it before the auction. So I don't want to set myself up thinking I can buy that property. Those are three things that I look at before the auction. Thank you for asking that question. Yeah, sorry about that. I wasn't saying anything too important. I was just saying that it's very important to have your discipline. I was in agreement with you. Thank you for telling me I was on mute, though. Bodega, you ever look further into those flood zone properties to see the last data on FEMA evaluation was possibly to get it changed or not worth the time to you and just move on? Yeah, I definitely look into them. I'll give you a really good example. Florida's a low-lying state. We know that it's a peninsula. There's going to be water, but there's great drainage, okay? Texas, Houston, for example. I do a lot of business in Houston, and they have the 100-year flood zones and the 500-year flood zones. 100-year flood zones you don't want to ever buy in. The 500-year flood zones, really, it's not a risk. And so you have to look into that, and you have to know, and that comes from the FEMA charts. But realistically, if I can't, this is where my hesitation comes into play, is I'm going to sell this lot to that developer or to that mom and pop that want to build their forever home. Well, when that comes into play, I need all of the benefits on my side. I need people, I need perks on my side. I don't need to try and, we have a quit claim deed and we're in a flood zone and we're this, we're that. All of a sudden we start chipping our price away. So I try and find the most attractive properties that are going to be easiest to resale, and those tend to be outside of flood zones. Long answer to your easy question. That's it. Good. Thank you. My wife has learned by now that if we're in public and somebody asks a question, that she can walk away and go do something and come back, and I probably won't be done yet. Let me talk to these properties on the loan. I did not analyze this property. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 properties that have zero address. They're all in Delone Street. And when you go look at them, let me show you. Share this tab. We're going to continue. It's supposed to be a condo complex or condo development, which means that there's going to be a management company. It's not built. None of them are built. It's not something that I would personally be interested in unless I had a client that was a mega developer. It's not worth it for me. So I didn't analyze any of these. If you'd like me to, I'll try my hardest without an address to provide that analyzation. But realistically, I think I'm just going to let you guys watch these because you just saw how quickly that first one went. These are going to rip through. So I'll step out. I'm going to go take care of a couple things, make sure my son made it to preschool. I'll be back in 5, 6, 7 minutes, but I'll let this auction run. So you guys just keep going, okay? Or if you'd like to. background. Opening bid was 3,392.30. That came from the certificate holder. Someone just put a high bid in at 3,400, and that's not the certificate holder. If you are the certificate holder in this instance, are you gonna pay the extra $108 just to walk away with the property? I think I am out of principle, but that's why I'm not bidding on these ones. All right, I'm stepping back into the shadows until these properties on DeLone Street are over. De Leon, DeLone, whatever it is. Two more of these properties here on De Leon Street, De Leon, DeLone. Sorry. So as soon as those are done, so these last two are done, this one and the next one, I'll hop back on and we'll go through some more analysis starting at 4213 Calusa. See you in 4 minutes. We're back. 4213 Calusa Parkway. Thanks for hanging in there. I have to try and get some people back on, but let's get exciting to do that. Okay, 4213 Calusa Parkway. Let's start with market value of $42,000. Got a conservative purchase price of $30,870. I'm going to put that. Wow, we're up already. We're moving. $30,870 is probably what I would want to spend today. Now let's go look at the property. 4213 Calusa. Oh yeah, this was a good one. This is a really good one. Share this tab with you guys. Add a circle, 1,000-foot parameter. You can see it's right over here in a Great Bay area. Let's hit apply filter. So a lot of these properties, this was our property, so that's a good comp. That's a good comp. That's a good comp. These are good comps. I'm going to switch over to the auction so you guys can watch it. Dang, 29.3. Still in it. So comps on that provide me with the market value of $42,000. I think that's a conservative market value. I think you could push this up to 50, which, you know, if I was able to get myself to 50, that gives me an extra $6,000 of buying power. But I'm conservative for a reason. So here, I'll do $42,500. I'll give myself an extra $500. It gives me just a bit more. Change that number up. We're at 31,200. Oh, look at that. 30,100. We're in it. We're in it. I'd even maybe go to 31,300 with what I've seen on the market in that area. $1 million homes already built in the area. So, oh man, you could be in here. And that's it. We're out there. I wanted to go any over. I would have gone 31.3, but I can't go 31.4 on it. So I'm there for it. Just remind you, share this tab. This is us here. A nice corner lot. So if we looked at some of these properties, that one's sold for $343 with plans. This one's $39,000. This one's $42,000. This one's $45,000. Over here on the corner, this one's sold for $65,000. So the more I look at it, the more I want to convince myself that 50,000 is probably a real number, but we were very close. We said 31,200 would be our threshold, and they just outbid us. Let's see if anyone throws their hat in this last 10 seconds. It's always my favorite time. Someone always gets a little bit nervous and throws it in. Nine. All right, cool. It's sold. Dang, that was a good number. I'm gonna record that. So share that. We're right here. It's gonna come right here, and I'm gonna say that was 31,300. So they bought it at 73.65% of the market value, or 100.2% of my conservative purchase price, which means we just barely missed that. Oops, wrong tab. There you go. 2807 29th Street. So they're at 17.8 already. What the heck? We're on what? 29th Street? Yeah, 29th Street. Okay, so that means the one on 25th Street got redeemed. That's too bad. That was a good property. I have a market value of $23,000. Yeah. $16,905 is my threshold, so they blew me out of the water on this property. Not even close. So just to remind you, I think this is a $23,000 property market value. Nice tree, right? That's what I think the property's worth right there. Ugh. It's a larger lot. I'll show you what it looks like. It's this property right here. It's a larger lot. Excuse me. But 23,350 with plans and construction. 16,000, so double that, you're at 32,000. 17, same thing, you're at 34,000. 48,000, so sold with plans. 20,000. 18,000. Maybe my market value is a little conservative on it. I said 23,000. I might be able to talk myself into 30,000 on it. Could put me at 22,050 on the property. They're still over me by a lot. With it being a $30,000 property, I'd be interested at about $23,000. So they're still over me. To show this property again while it's counting down, I'll show you. Here's all the properties that have green rectangles or green outlines around them are like properties, similar properties that have sold within the last 9 months. We can go look at what they've sold for. Our property is this double wide property here, so it's basically 2 lots. It's not basically, it is essentially the width of 2 lots. When we click on it, we can just get some information. This is a property in Florida, but the owners live in Washington. Taxes on it were $421 last year. It's a residential lot. No hazards. Look at some demographics. There's about 1,000 people in the area. 308 households. do this bird eye view real quick. Come in and look at it. Looks like, I don't know what that is. You may be able to develop that though pretty easily. Oops, sorry. While we were wasting time, it closed. I'll go look and I'll show you what it closed for. Bear with me. $26,600. Sorry about that. I hope I didn't make you dizzy. I was just looking at that number so I could record it. 26,600, 26,600. We're now watching 509 Greenwood Ave. So 509 Greenwood Ave has a market value of about $20,000. So conservative purchase price of $14,700. Wow. One way over. Show you the property while they bid. Green rectangle right here. It's full of vegetation, but you can clear that and develop property. Single or vacant land, residential property, and it's 0.5 acres. I'll go ahead and run a CMA for you. So you see we have a full half acre, a couple of maybe quarter acre lots have recently sold, and then one other similar half acre lot sold. That sold for $18,000. These quarter acre lots sold for $10,000 and $12,000. So I think our market value of $20,000 that we have placed right here is very, very strong. So let's go ahead and see where they're going to go with it. So just a reminder, market value on this property, we just ran that CMA, was $20,000. $20,000 for the market value. It's a good lot, but it has vegetation that needs to be cleared. And the most I would have spent on this property was $14,700. Market value on this property is $20,000. Just a reminder. This was our search. Our property is right here, and this is the only other half-acre property that's sold. Oh, looks like there's one more. Let's see what this one sold for. Sometimes it freezes up when I'm sharing. See if I can get that to. That one last sold for $20,000 as well in the last 9 months. So $20,000 is the market value. Probably 2 people going back and forth that really want this property. It's cool though. Six. Oh man. So we're gonna go. Yeah, 16,700. Okay. Next property that's going is 61st Street. Got it. I have a market value of $13,500. Yeah. I think that's right. I'll show you in a minute what it looks like. So I got a conservative purchase price of $9,922, so maybe about 10,000 bucks. Oh, and right when I say it, they bid through it. Show you the guys the property while they're bidding on it, because I'm out on this property. Vacant residential lot sold in 2012 for $10,800 to people that happen to live in the UK. I guess they decided to stay in the UK. It is owned by a company or a corporation, so I don't know what happened there. Let's go ahead and I'm going to back it out just for our circle. We're going to go ahead and say last market sale within 9 months. Property type will be vacant residential and vacant land, because that's what we have here. And we'll add a circle that has a 1,000-foot radius. Apply filter. 13 other properties that have sold within 9 months that are similar to this property. 12,800, 15,000, 71,600, so probably have plans. 12,500, 14,500, 13,500, 30,000, don't know why that happened. 14,500, 14,500, 12,000. So with all that data, I'm confident that our 13,500 valuation was square. Okay, share the auction, they're at 11,000 bucks. Look, again, we've talked about it a couple of times. If you're going to be building your house or you're going to develop a home and then sell it, that might make sense. But if you're like me and you want to get in, out, fly under the radar, be as quick as possible, just churn and burn, then you're not wanting to buy this property. I'll do the bird's eye view for you real quick of our property. So we're 61st Street in Flora. So you're right in this area here. Go watch the auction. That property on 61st Street, that last one sold for $11,300. Those that are following along, and I'm plugging that into the spreadsheet that I shared earlier, so you can follow along and watch that actual acquisition cost versus the conservative purchase pricing, see where we would lay. This property on 72nd. Oh. So we didn't bid on that property. That was one of the ones that we thought we should, and we would have been the bidder. We would have been the winners. I mean, I think we had like an extra $25,000 or $30,000 in the kitty in order to bid. So there was a high probability that if our guy would have pulled the trigger, we would have won that one. But we didn't bid on it. When I do bid, just so you know, when I do bid, I'll have my proxy bid placed right here. And so you get to actually see what our bids are. But if I'm not participating, then I just show the actual results, the numbers that are going on in comparison to my projection. And I think it's important to have projections and record data in order to sharpen your projections. That way you know about what things are selling at in regards to the market. This property on 72nd Street, I had a market value. Looks like I got a market value of, again, same thing, same numbers. They're right next door to each other, 13,500. So the most I'd want to go is about 10,000 bucks. And we know the last one sold at 11,300, so we can kind of compare that. Yeah, we did buy some vacant land. So the client that I have that focuses in Lee County is a developer. And so he only wants raw vacant land. So that's what we focus on, is trying to acquire land that we can develop or sell to other developers that he knows, because they're in areas that are up and coming. And I'll just emphasize my client bought it, not Cody, because I'm just a consultant. My partnership or my consultant model allows me to earn sweat equity, but it's not my funds. It's always my client's funds. So they get to make the final decision whether they agree with my analysis or not, whether they want to acquire the properties I recommend or not. And if they do, then I help them go through the acquisition process. So in this case, registering and participating in the auction by setting his account up with his name so that when he is the winner, the title goes into his name through that registration. It's all done that way. So remember this one, its neighbor basically just sold for $11,300, and I think the market value is $13,500. So let's see how much this one, or how closely I should say, this one sells for. No, only one. And he really is bidding. I help him bid. I help him analyze. I help him register. I help him set his proxy bid. But he's sitting at his computer and he's there too. It's kind of how that works. We just work in partnership. All right, I gotta write that sale down. New property. What did that sell for? 11,100. Is that what I saw? Where'd that go? So this property on 75th Street, let's see what I have. Sorry, I was filling in the chart with all the actual acquisition numbers. This property on 75th Street, same thing. It's a neighboring property as well. Actually, this one and the next two are all neighboring properties. They're all going to be similar. I obviously am going to get outbid on all of them because I'm at $10,000 as my conservative purchase price on all of these. And the last two sold at $11,300. We'll see again how closely these ones sell to that, what the delta is. But typically this is why auctions are great. Auctions are what actually determine the market value, not the tax assessors, not the sellers, not the real estate agents, but the buyers, the people with cash. And it's obvious the last two sold for basically the same, either the same number or $100 apart. I'm still looking to find that number, but point being, that's obviously the market value. You can't deny that. It's one of my favorite parts about auction. You can see what things are really worth. It's true. Just a reminder, the market value on these are $13,500. They're all in the same area, but let me run this one to show you. pull it up on Land Vision and I'll share my screen. So same area, same thing. Our last property was right here on 72nd Street. So I guess right here, I mean. So same exact area, same pricing, same type of property. Just missed it. It's the second one I've missed today. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what it is. I'm looking at it right now. So $10,700. So somebody in the neighborhood got a deal. First person that thought's upset. They overspent by $600. I'm just kidding. Okay. So this is 2815 71st Street. Right here. Yep, same thing. 13,500 is the market value. My conservative purchase price is $10,000. We'll see how close we get. So that's our number right there. Just a precursor, maybe a little teaser. Coming up, maybe 6-7 properties is 3016 Meadow Road, and that's a vacant commercial lot, so it's designated for a commercial property. It's like right off of a highway or a freeway, if I remember correctly. And I don't know much about commercial properties, so I would, if I was going to pursue that property, which we're not, and I'm not, but if we were going to, part of my due diligence would be reaching out to a commercial broker to try and understand what we could do with it, what it's actually worth. I mean, I can see comps, but I wouldn't want to mess with something I don't know. And again, that's why you should hire a consultant. Wise counsel is worth its weight in gold. This property is $10,700. That's what the last property sold for. It's probably a good threshold. Let's see if anyone's going to bid it up. There it is. You got about a $500 range from where we are here at $10,800 up to $11,300. The most someone's paid for a lot in this auction pool here. So these are all neighboring properties. It's easy enough to know what the market value is. Somewhere between $10,700 and $11,300 right now. They like this property. It's property interest. See why. So just to show you, here's that last neighboring property. This one's right here, so closer to a canal, but I mean, that's the same neighborhood to me, for all intents and purposes. I'm gonna look at it a little closer. Maybe it's like easier to access the main roads or something because it's not so far back in the corner. Might save 25 seconds or so. I don't understand. But it we're at the top of the market right now. Let's see where we go with it. $11,300. So we know that's our market. High side of the market, but okay. Same thing. The last one, I believe, that's in that neighborhood. I'll look this one up. I'll show you where it's at. So here is the one that sold for $10,700 and $11,000 was right here. Here's this one right here. Same size, same style. Sold for $27,000 to somebody in the UK. Somebody in the UK bought all of these properties, so I guess they had a plan to develop it, and they never did. Let's go watch the auction. What do you guys think? Is he going to be the winner of the neighborhood? King of the neighborhood right here? If I had already bought a lot, I would just bid him up one time to make him go to 10.8. That's so funny. He won it, 10,600. That's really good. Oh, I'm certain that was 10 seconds. What a bummer. now it's gonna spread like wildfire. Let's see if it goes. It's about to sell for 10,600. 600 more than what we would have spent on it. Oh, that's so cool. I forgot about that. See how intensely it goes up quickly and stops? Like it was stalled at 10,600, a couple of seconds left, and then it goes up, and then it just ran to 11,000 installed. Win again. I don't know what they're thinking about. Just put your number in there, guy. You'll be all right. See if it runs again. See if it beats 11,300. I mean, they're right in the high side of the market, but they're not the highest in the market. Just to remind you what I'm talking about, the last 5, this being the 5th property that has sold, are all neighboring properties. They're all in the same subdivision. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. I think proxy bidding should be the thing. It should be a required thing so that everybody's placing their best and highest bids, and they can skip a lot of the wasted time. Now, with that said, if you place a proxy bid, let's say my proxy bid was 10,000 and yours was 10,100, I should have the chance to manually increase my bid, but whew, this goes slow. This was 40 something properties, 39 something properties that were selling today. In Miami the other day they had 90, and it was a 4.5 hour auction. Oh my. Set a new record in the market, I guess. I'm gonna run this up until about 12 Eastern time, and then I'm gonna hop off. I'll provide the link. Well, you probably have the link, so I won't worry about doing that. I'll just let this keep running. I just have to hop off and go make a phone call. But I'll be back because another property we're bidding on is coming up later in the auction, towards the tail of the auction. So I'll be present for that. It's been 10 seconds. Close the auction. Close the auction. Move on to the next property. Okay, good. It closed. Just slowed down. It's just kind of slow on our side for some reason. Don't know what happened there. That sold for $12,000. Everybody else got a deal. This property on Burt, I have a market value of $19,500. So conservative purchase price, looking around $14,300, $14,400 possibly. My last one, I'm just going to do a quick analysis. Share this tab. You can see our green rectangle right there. Okay. Move that. Oops, I don't want to add a polygon, I want to add a circle. There. Apply my filter. Back to that auction. So my number is $14,400 on this property. There really only looks to be one property that has sold in the area similar within the last 9 months, and it sold for $21,000. I'm saying this is worth $19,500 just to be conservative. Let's go ahead and watch it. I'll take a step back. I'm gonna let you guys follow the rest of the auction while I'm getting prepared for my call. Thanks. The property that is up right now is this lot. I'm sure that's developable, able to be developed. However, I did as much research as I could, and I couldn't find a great price or a great strategy with this lot. So I did not run an analysis on this property. Feel free and watch the auction, and let's just see what happens. Hey guys, for those watching, I just want to give you a heads up on 3016 Meadow Road. We have a market value of 42,500, so my threshold is about 31,300. Let's see where we get to. This is that commercial lot that I was bringing up earlier. It's not one that I'm bidding on personally because I don't have any clients that are interested in that. But if I were going to, I would be doing due diligence by reaching out to commercial brokers and figuring out what I could do beforehand with the property. It says Buffalo Bill Cody Park. I was named after Buffalo Bill Cody. I'm William Cody. That's cool. Oh, this is not. Oh, sorry. This just happens to be in Kansas. On the right. Here we go. So it's that little sliver there, and I've ran a CMA, and this one here recently sold. That's where we're going to get our market value from. This green rectangle is the property in question, our subject property. This property here, I believe, is the one that recently sold. And we're going to take that recent sale data to know that the market value is $42,500. So that tells me I could buy this property for $31,300 and be okay. Let's go watch that auction. That was a great deal. So on this property, I had a market value of 14,000, and so we're in the money right now at $10,300. I hope you're gonna hang on to this one. Ooh. So this is my conservative. Dang it. Mine was 10,300, and I thought I was about to tell you what the next steps were. Burn it. Wait till the next one. What a bummer that is for me. Just edge me out by 2%. This one I'm out on already. I think it's worth 13,000, and I wanted to spend 10,000 on it. I was just under 10,000, so